Hello and welcome, Silrace here with Heroes of the Storm, and this is a patch notes talk for the May 12th patch. And I realize this comes late, it's been about a week since the patch, but I simply did not have time to play and experience and experiment with the changes until the weekend following the patch, so this comes out now. Background for this just there to, well, distract you. And also, I am not going to go over every single change. I am going to, well, pick up some things there, the biggest stuff which jump out to me and all that stuff. Let's firstly start with the Keldas. So there's Keldas now in, and he's kind of Jaina, but he's not Jaina. The way those two characters do things differently is kind of nice and nifty. So Keldas is way more about comboing abilities together to do stuff. And also Keldas has so far the most interesting trait I have seen in the game, because your playstyle changes so very much based on which one of your abilities you actually power up with the trait, and I hope we see more traits like this on future heroes, as opposed to seeing traits like what Tyrael has, which is basically just triggered on his death, and if you are playing well and you don't die, or there is no need for you to die, then that is completely wasted trait. So yeah, I hope we see more of this and less of the Tyrael variety. There's been a lot of little changes to animations and some fixes and all that stuff, and I'm not really gonna go into all those things, they need to happen anyways. But speaking of new things and whatnot which needed to happen, Starter Bundle now has a 7-day Steam pack from the shop if you buy the bundle, and frankly, if you are getting into this game and that bundle, Starter Bundle, is still on sale when this game moves to open beta and possibly even the release, then you should consider picking it up. Because with the 7-day Steam pack, it is suddenly a good deal for the price if it is on sale. At its full price, I cannot say if it's really good deal, you'll have to make that call. But if it's still on the sale, then yeah, it is good buy. All that stuff. User interface, there is now enable allied chat box, which is kind of crazy, because you can uncheck all allied chat. You could already mute players from the score screen within the game, and having this feature is kind of unnecessary, but it's kind of nice that it is there. The problem I have is that this pops up every time you start a new game now, and it happens to be in the middle of the damn screen in every game. You might accidentally even click it by just wanting to move out of the base. So yeah, there is that. So far on the weekend I have seen so much more solo play happening, which is basically just someone turning off all the chat and going on his own business and essentially causing the game to lose for 4 other players, because he's always off on his own doing his own thing, playing this game as a solo player game, as a single player game, and that ruins the playing experience of 4 other people, which is not a good thing when it comes to a MOBA game. So the fact that this exists, okay, I guess, but take it away from the start of the every damn game. And also, because you already had a way to mute players to begin with, why would you need to add this option into the options menu anyway? I didn't quite get it. But moving on, player level rewards. Oh man, yes. Now as soon as you hit level 25, all the heroic abilities and talents will automatically be unlocked for all the damn heroes you have, no matter what level those heroes are. There is no more talent getting as soon as you hit level 25. If you find a hero you really like playing and you are below level 25, just keep playing that one hero until you hit level 25 and then play all the other heroes. That way you do not have to suffer through leveling those heroes without any of the damn talents for them, because that is annoying and it should not have been in the game to begin with, but oh well, at least it's now at least somehow fixed, band-aid fixed, I guess, whatever. So there is a whole lot of buff and debuff icon changes, which is nice, and also radial ping menu has gotten some interesting things, such as when you do on my way ping now, it actually shows the direction you are coming from, which is very nice because it lets people know where you are actually coming from, instead of just, oh, that guy is coming from and no clue where he is, without looking at the map, obviously. So yeah. Co-op was changed to versus AI on the menu itself when you are choosing your game mode to play. That is fantastic. Now people realize what the heck is going on. Hopefully it is more, well, clear to players, which is really nice. Some things have been changed when it comes to talents and hero. Many heroes got changed as well this patch. So clairvoyance for a talent is now, I would say, much better, because it actually breaks stealth instead of revealing them only. So basically, if you manage to hit clairvoyance on a stealthed hero, it actually breaks them out of this stealth and it forces them to, well, stay out of combat and whatnot for the duration to get back to their stealth. So that is really nice. And also Ice Block, which didn't see a whole lot of use. It can now actually be reactivated to cancel the effect early. That is another really nice thing. Healing Word received a kind of big nerf, because you cannot really use it very well in middle of team fights now, because it will be hit by area effect abilities. I tried it out a whole lot on weekend just to figure out if it's now more useful, and frankly it gets owned in every single team fight. You have to be really careful where you place it. So there is that. Promote is also much better now, because it lasts half a minute. They essentially doubled its duration. Suddenly you can push down lanes with Promote much better. So worth experimenting some more with that. I did experiment with it a little bit. So yeah. As for actual changes on stuff, Gaslov got some real good love. So Gaslov has some interesting changes. Although there is a couple things which kind of seemed very funky, in all honesty, but I so far like the changes. Like very little played hero. Gaslov wasn't played all that much, in all honesty, and he gets changed to a better version. That's good. I like that. That is good, right? So as for other big changes, Diablo has changed a lot. For example, Diablo lost Relentless entirely, which, and the whole Black Soulstone, his trade mechanics got changed. Most of this stuff is kind of nerfs to Diablo. In all honesty, he lost Amplified Healing, he lost Relentless, and all that stuff. But overall, after having played quite a number of games on Diablo, he's still very potent. In all honesty, he's still very potent hero, even after these changes. So the fact that they also gave Dying Breath the level 20 talent for Apocalypse, the upgrade for the Apocalypse Heroic, a 20-second cooldown reduction on Apocalypse is also really nice. So now there is like a reason to actually take that over Bolt of the Storm, maybe, just maybe. But in all honesty, even with all these changes, I so far at least found Diablo to still be completely playable. And there is also a very nice Lord of Terror talent now at level 20, which seems kind of the most thing to take, which allows you to steal maximum health from all nearby enemy heroes, which is kind of like team fight winning stuff. Anyway, so Diablo got big changes, I love that. ETC got big changes done to him. He lost Relentless as well, and he lost also Scouting Drone. So you are not going to be scouting with your ETC anymore quite as much. So yeah. ETC lost some utility, some tankiness, I would say, as well. But overall, with all these even with all these changes, he's in the same way. He just plays a little differently now because you aren't quite as tanky. You're still very disruptive as before, but you aren't quite as tanky. Overall, though, not crazy bad changes or anything of the sort. It's like, in all honesty, this does not destroy ETC as one of the top tanks, like at all. So yeah. Some changes to Muradin, and also Sonya got very big changes, which actually might make her playable. This is a question mark. I didn't play more than one game on weekend with Sonya because I simply didn't have time to play with every single hero out there. But essentially, she got some nice love, nice buffs. So there is that, some rearranging of talents and so forth, which should allow her to be a little bit stronger across the level ranges instead of just being strong earlier on and then getting blown apart a little bit later in the game. So yeah, overall quite enjoy those changes they have done, and then there is a massive amount of bug fixes which hopefully allow people to actually play the game without seeing some very nasty bugs. So yeah. In general, I enjoyed these patch notes a whole lot because they did some very needed changes. Diablo and ETC were the king of the tanks. They got toned down a little bit, but not entirely destroyed. Sonya, which was basically a really awful warrior when it comes to actual tanking and whatnot, she got buffed quite bad, which is nice. So this is exactly the kind of stuff I really wanna see. Is like I want to see the curve of or the power curve between the best and the worst be as close to each other as possible. So basically, you can swap from hero to hero without needing to consider that, okay, this guy is just horrible crap because the other guy is so much better. And if that gap is kind of close between them, you can still always argue that this might be better for this situation. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. This was some patch notes talk, and I might do this when the next patch comes, if I have time to actually maybe do it on the day the patch notes actually come out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.
Double kill.